Hey friends, welcome back to Jenny Food and My Kitchen. Summer is go, go, go in this house, and I'm sure it's that way in your house as well. We are eating dinner on the run 5 to 6 nights a week. So today I thought I would show you how I solve that issue in my house. With a couple of different food allergies and some insensitivities, a drive-through and takeout is just not an option. So I have to think ahead. Today, I just thought I would show you how I make my lemon, garlic, rosemary roasted whole chickens. Kind of like my own version of a rotisserie chicken, only with a lot more flavor. You know what I'm saying? So let's do this. Friends, let's get started on these roasted chickens. Now, in my world, if I'm gonna do one chicken, I'm gonna do 2 chicken because I'm gonna use the oven, I'm gonna use the space, so I might as well go ahead and do 2. And this recipe is for 2 whole chickens. So I've got those out of the package. There's nothing inside them. I'm just gonna go ahead and set these aside, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make a compound butter to rub all over and under that skin. So let's do that. I've got 1 stick of butter here. And then I'm going to put in just about 2 tablespoons. There's 1. There's 2 tablespoons of oil. And then to that, now I have 2 giant sprigs of rosemary. And I'm going to use about, let's see, I'm going to save not quite, a little less than half of these for the top. But the rest of these, we're just going to go ahead and take this rosemary right off the stem. Just like that. And then we're going to chop that. Put that right inside our compound butter. So let's chop that rosemary up. It's kind of fine. It doesn't have to be too fine, but we want it pretty fine. One of the things I love about summertime is that, number 1, I grow my own herbs. Number 2, they just seem like they're more readily available at the market. Fresh ones anyways. All right, that looks about right. So we are going to add that right in. And that looks like maybe 2 tablespoons or so of fresh rosemary. Now to that, we are going to add a healthy teaspoon of dried thyme. There's my healthy teaspoon. All right, and to our fresh herbs, I'm going to zest about 4 lemons. This is a new zester, and I tell you what, it's pretty strong, so I have to be careful not to get all that white. You don't want to get the white, you want to avoid it as much as possible because it'll make your stuff bitter. This is a sharp zester. So you just want to go around and kind of look for the yellow spots and just kind of zest those off. This is like the tiniest lemon ever. All right, we've got all of our lemons zested. Actually, I'll get the rest of that zest off there. That looks like a lot of lemon zest, but trust me, it will make this dish delicious. All right, and then we're gonna go in with 4 cloves of garlic. Just squeeze that right in there. I found the little package without the peels, so it's kind of not as processed as a jar of crushed garlic, but it's not, doesn't, in my book, that's a win. One less thing I gotta do. All right. Last garlic. Now, we are going to salt and pepper this, but I'm going to save the salt and pepper to the end. this compound butter, we are just gonna rub all over that chicken underneath the skin and give that all that wonderful flavor. But we will salt and pepper over everything when it's all been rubbed down. So now I'm just gonna get a fork and I'm just gonna use a fork and I'm gonna mash that all together. That's why it's good to start with some room temperature soft butter. And we're gonna mash all of that together. All that that lemon, boy, that smells good. And then I'll show you what we're gonna do after we're done. All right, that's good. And so that's gonna look just like that, compound butter, a butter with herbs and lemon and garlic. It's gonna be good. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna save these. Don't toss those, don't do anything with them. I'll show you what we're gonna do with them once we get these chickens all ready to go. So first of all, these are the breasts. We are gonna go ahead and we are gonna turn this chicken over. And we're gonna start with the bottom first. Now, right at the back of those thighs, you're gonna take your thumbs and you're just gonna whoops. If I can get my own thumbs in there. You're gonna get your thumbs underneath that and you're gonna take your fingers and just kind of make a pocket, and like this side ripped a little and that's okay. But then you're gonna take just a little bit of that butter and you're gonna scooch it up and rub it as high up in there as far as you can. And down as far as you can. Get that butter in there, and that'll get those herbs and lemon all inside those thigh parts. And we'll do that on the other side. Get it in there and then just push it down. I mean, you can even get into the leg a little bit. All right. A little bit more on that, and that leg. I didn't get as far over on that leg as I wanted to. There we go. All right, and then we're just going to take that mixture and we're going to give that a good rub on the back of this chicken. All right, and then once you have that inside kind of done, you want to take some of this butter and you just kind of want to rub and get that to stick all over the other side. And it's kind of important once you, I did this off camera, but you just want to take a paper towel and you kind of want that chicken to be dry so that it'll give something to the butter to stick to. This is sticking to my hands. Okay. So we're just gonna have to help it out a little bit. Maybe just pat it. Kind of get that all covered all over the leg, over the thighs. This is going to be juicy and delicious. And then once we're done with that side, well, kind of pat that with your fingers. Make sure that butter, compound butter, is spread evenly, and that looks good. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to turn this guy around. Whoops, actually, turn him around this way. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use your thumbs and you're going to go right into the pocket under that skin and kind of just, you can go in with your thumbs and then go in with your fingers and kind of clear the way to make like pockets. And then you're going to take some of that compound butter and you're going to shove it up in that pocket. Ooh. And it's nice, you can get more up into that breast area than you did in the thighs, but this is my favorite part. I claim my husband, thankfully I married someone that's a thigh man, so he'll go for the thighs. The little girl will go for the legs, so that means the breasts are all mine for the taking. It's a perfect situation. All right, so we've got all that up inside there. Now we're just gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna kind of pat this butter all over the top of this chicken. Oh, it's gonna be so good. And just being mindful that, you know, we need like half of that for the next chicken. So, you know, when you're putting your butter on your chicken, just remember that you have to use some of that for your second chicken. All right. That looks so good. I can't wait for you to see how good this turns out. Okay, we've got everybody covered here. So I'm gonna move on, and while my hands are buttery, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna take my thumbs and I'm gonna go underneath the skin of the thighs and just kind of get that ready. And then I'll use my other fingers and kind of open that all up. And I know some people, they don't really like to touch chicken, but you know, I've had my hands in all kinds of food, so I'm over it. All right, let's make that little pocket once again and go down into the leg if we can. And then we'll take some of that butter and just kind of put that up in there. And you can even kind of use your finger on the outside to kind of push that down, just like that. Down in there. Ooh, that looks good. That was perfect. All right, whoops, that one's kind of ripping a little bit on me, but that's okay. Ooh, we've got some lemon I can feel. Gotta get just a little more up in there. All right. And then we're gonna rub more on this back side of this guy. So I know that we'll eat a lot of one of these chickens for dinner tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make some summer mashed potatoes again. Those don't seem to last. And I think I'll shoot that video and we'll show that. I'll put that out right after I put the next time, after I put this one out. And it's just really herb and butter mashed potatoes, or I do cheesy mashed potatoes. It's just mashed potatoes that don't require gravy, because I'm not making gravy in the summer usually. We're usually eating a little bit different in the summer. And one of those things is we don't eat a lot of gravy in the summer. So, all right. That looks good for that guy. And then we just want to flip him over and do the same thing. Get under that skin and just kind of make a little pocket. And if you've never done this before, it's actually very easy. And the payoff, I mean, you know, I always say this, I love these recipes that have just the huge payoff. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of smush that up into there. You can rub it with your fingers, or you can try to smash it if you load it good. I can feel all those herbs and garlic up in there. Oh, that's gonna give that chicken such great flavor and juicy. Oh, dinner's gonna be good tonight, which is nice. Like I said, I have the day off today, and so it'll be nice to eat something that's not on the run. We have all kinds of stuff going on in the summertime, all kinds of events and things to do and people to see and times to play outside and be outside. I mean, that's one of the beautiful things of living in a touristy area. There's plenty of things to do in the summer here. All right. We've used up just about all of that butter. I mean, like I said, this is perfect for 2 chickens. Now I'm just gonna kind of use up the last of that butter, put that on there. I like to not let any of this go to waste. All right, doesn't that look beautiful? I am so excited for dinner. All right, I'm gonna rinse off my hands, and then we'll put some salt and pepper on this, and I'll show you how we're gonna stuff the insides. All right, I'm just gonna take some regular pink salt, and I'm just gonna go and give that kind of a generous salt all over top of that. And I'll just kind of quickly get the other side good. right? Give that some salt. And that's okay that our butter's laying down there. It's gonna cook in that butter and get that all up in that skin. All right, a little pepper. All right. I am just gonna chop up a little bit more of that rosemary, and just this is more just to make it look pretty on top. All right, I'm gonna set that aside. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and I am gonna slice off, whoops, the end is already off that one. I'm gonna slice off those ends, and then I'm gonna put these in kind of just like medium slices. And I don't know that we will need all of these. Buckets, as my granddaughter would say. All right, I think that's gonna be enough. I'll save those last 2 lemons maybe for a glass of lemonade. All right, we've got our lemons, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut this onion up. I don't know that we'll use all of it. But we are going to stuff out those cavities with onions and lemons, and that is going to just give it flavor from the inside. Trust me when I tell you, this chicken is so good. This is better than rotisserie chicken in my book. All right, now we are just going to cut these like some big pieces. I don't even know how much I can get stuffed in there, but I know that'll be enough. And then I'm just gonna take like one of these pieces of onion and a lemon, and I'm just gonna take them and I'm just gonna start stuffing that middle with onions and lemon until I can't stuff it anymore. So I think I'll be able to get one more piece, but you want to just completely fill that cavity with onions and lemon. And it's okay if it's kind of poking out a little bit, it's not going to hurt anything. So there's one. And I'm grabbing a piece of onion and a piece of lemon together. Shoving it up in there. All right. Well, that one's not gonna fit. Maybe I'll go in with the onion. Just cover that over. All right, as you can see, we've got that completely filled with onions and lemon. And now I'm just gonna take a little bit of that rosemary that I chopped at the end, and we're just gonna kind of make this look prettier on both sides, or on both pieces, both chickens. All right, we're gonna get these in the oven. Now our oven is preheated to 375. I'm gonna scooch these in the middle a little bit. 375, and we're gonna let this go for an hour and a half. And then once these are completely cooked, an hour and a half, we're gonna set them out. I'm gonna put them on this board, cover them quickly, and let them rest for 30 minutes before we even look at them or slice into them. So into the oven it goes. I'll see you in a bit. All right, friends. I wish you could smell this. It smells divine. Our roasted chickens are out of the oven. Now, like I said earlier, we are going to cover these with foil completely, and we are going to let them rest for 30 minutes before we even touch them. No cutting, no trying, no tasting. We're gonna let that, and the reason behind that, when you let meat rest, whether that's chicken, whether that's beef or steak, all the juices will go where they need to go. So once we cut into this, it'll be nice and juicy, but we're gonna let this go for 30 minutes. I'll see you in 30. It has been 30 minutes that we have been letting this chicken rest. Woo! I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. It's gonna take me a little bit of time to get all this chicken rubbed down for dinner and to put the other one away. So I am just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut off some of this breast. Oh my gosh, this smells incredible. I'm just gonna take a little piece of that breast off. Ooh, it's very hot still. Ooh. I'm gonna go ahead and eat that skin and all and give you a taste and let you know. Oh my God. That is wonderful. That is so juicy and tender. Oh my gosh. With my mashed potatoes and my green beans. And I think I'll whip up a batch of lemonade. Dinner is going to be nice and slow and sweet. It'll be perfect to slow down, even if it's only for one night. I'm going to get this all set and put this away for dinner tonight. Thank you so much for watching, friends. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Woo, this chicken is good.